Welcome to Polar Cloud and Maker's Empire. This video will show you how to set up your Polar Cloud and Maker's Empire accounts and how to start exploring 3D design and printing with your class. Create your Polar account. Log in to Polar Cloud at polar3d.com/login. Enter your join code. The nominated lead teacher at your school should have received your school's join code in an email sent August 1st with the subject GE Cloud Welcome. If you are the nominated lead teacher and have not received this email, please double check your inbox, then contact Polar3D if you need help finding the join code. If you are not the nominated teacher, please contact your school's lead teacher or Polar to be sent your join code. Download Maker's Empire 3D. Maker's Empire 3D is available as a free download for iPad, iPhones, Mac, Windows, Android, and select Chromebooks. Go to makersempire.com/download to download the app for your preferred device. Log in with your new account details. You should have received your Maker's Empire login details by email. Subject line: Set up your class and start designing today. Your account details are here. Get ready for your first class. Maker's Empire has over 130 amazing lesson plans designed to inspire and assist students and teachers alike. Our first lesson plan, Amazing Maze, is available to you as part of the GE Additive Education program and is accessed via the Polar Cloud curriculum page. This lesson plan includes important instructions on setting up your classes in Maker's Empire. You will need to create a class at this stage, even if you use Google Classroom. If you are the lead teacher at your school, you should have already received your Maker's Empire product key. Your product key is an 8-character code sent by email with the subject 3D printing for K-8 with Maker's Empire. If you are not the lead teacher, please ask your lead teacher for the Maker's Empire product key or contact Maker's Empire. Students login. There are 3 ways for your students to log in to Maker's Empire. Please select the option which best suits your student's level and device you'll be using in class. A. QR code. Easiest, requires a device with a camera. If your class uses devices with a camera, students can simply press the QR code button above, scan your class's QR code, then select their name from the list to log in. This option is best for classes with younger learners or diverse literacy levels. Your QR code should have been sent to you by email after you completed Part 2, Setting Up Maker's Empire. B. Simple login. Easy for devices without a camera. If your class's devices do not have a camera, your students can all log in by using the username and password and then selecting their name from the list. The username and password appear below the QR code which you should have received as per the above. C. Individual login. Most secure. You should have received an email with a class list containing an automatically generated username and password for each student, which they can use to log in. This option is the most secure as each student has their own password, but it does require a slightly higher literacy level. Start designing. You will have already accessed our first lesson plan, Amazing Maze, via the Polar Cloud curriculum page and hopefully watched the teacher video. Next, we recommend you preview the class video yourself before sharing it with your class in order to identify any steps or learning points that you might like to elaborate upon. The class video will introduce students and teachers to some of the basic design tools, the design thinking process, and importantly, everyone will be able to create their first 3D design. As your students begin their first design, we suggest working along to the video on a smartboard or projector and pausing as required to allow the class to progress at the same pace and not leave any students behind. Encourage your students to keep it up at home. You should have received an email containing an automatically generated class list with every student's username and password, along with your QR code. Encourage your students to use these credentials to log in at home, keep working on their favorite designs, and show their parents and carers the great things they've been making.